But the last thing you said, though, that really resonated with me was you talked about the importance of defining success
Mm.
as you know, as an individual, as your organization. Talk a little bit about defining success. Um, how would you, I don't know, maybe give the listeners maybe a tip on defining success. How do you define success with yourself, and how do you look at that?
Well, I think there's a really easy example to share, and this is really where I kind of started to learn how to do this. So when I was turning 30, I had a get your stuff together year and did a lot of things and made myself really uncomfortable. And I talked a lot about this at the conference. And one of the things I really wanted to do was to take the GPHR.
Mm.
And I was really intimidated because the stats on failure at the time were something about 80%, if I remember correctly. Failure rate, first time test taker failure rate. And for me, as an overachiever and a student, I don't like to fail tests. And it was a real block for me because I didn't want to fail. I didn't
Mm.
feel like I don't know, I just had that mental block where I wouldn't even take it because I didn't want to fail. And I said, I get to choose what success and failure means. I
Mm.
get to define that for myself. So if I go in and say, for me, success is taking the test, and that if I take the test, I have personally been successful. Whether I pass or fail, it doesn't matter. And I will work hard and I will study hard and I will try to pass it, but the outcome is irrelevant because I have defined for myself what that outcome should be. And that allowed me to remove the fear and remove the barrier and to go in and take the test, which I did actually pass, thank goodness. But it allowed me, but I was willing to take it as many times as it took because every time I took it was a success.
Mm.
And that's my personal mentality, not what the test taker said. And that was very freeing for me. And I think you can apply that in 1,000
Mm.
different ways, because we're often told what success looks like
Mm.
or should be. And I think sometimes we need to take a step back and say, well, okay, maybe that's success for you, but that doesn't mean success for me.
Mm. That is so good.